Alright, it's Justin again. Just like I said in my my unboxing video, I was going to try and snap this guy together. So I did. I crushed it last night, so I didn't have anything else to do. So here it is, completely built, put together straight out of the box. No paint, no panel lines, no decals, nothing. This is just the mobile suit right now. As you can see, it is molded in, you've got white for the main pieces of the armor, they're yellow for accents, there's a dark gray for the inner frame, dark blue for kind of accents to the inner frame and the feet. There's lighter gray for like the lower bits of the chest, some of the side skirts, accents to the skirts. And then there's, did I already say dark gray? Yeah. Well, there's like a medium gray for like this stuff here, this little handle looking thing, the ankle guards here, and a little bit of red. Now, the final the final painted version has also got a little bit of blue for the visor, and that's pretty much it. Right out of the box, you can also tell it can stand on its own, but that's not without its fair share of problems. Look, it almost fell over on its own. You know, it's a little bit back heavy. You can kind of see just by looking at it, like, you know, its backpack kind of weighs it down a little bit, but that's to be expected with a kit like this. Even with the newer frame, you know, that's one of my very few complaints with this kit right now, is that I feel like the joints in the torso aren't really, oh, there he goes. The joint that's in the torso isn't the strongest joint in the world, but, you know, if you get this guy up on an action base, it won't really matter too much anyway. You just kind of lean him forward and he'll be fine. Construction of this guy was, I don't want to say it was a breeze. There were a couple parts that were a little different than what I'm normally used to doing. But it was definitely a really unique build, and it was a lot of fun to build. So if I wouldn't recommend this kit for a beginner, definitely. If you've never built a Gundam kit before and you want to try your hand at it, this is not the kit to jump into. You know, I'd start with, you know, maybe some older master grades or a couple high grades or something like that, and kind of work your way up and feel your way around and see what, you know, where your comfort zone is. As far as the mold is concerned, I think it's a fantastic mold. All the Tallgeese colors, you know, not that there are that many, are present, but with the exception of the tips of the wings on the backpack verners, everything is molded in the color that it's supposed to be in. The only colored stickers they gave you with the kit to actually color the kit were on those little fins. They were little yellow bits, but I think that it looks fine without them for the most part. The only weird part about that is it seems that every other piece on the kit, you know, has an accent color with the exception of the backpack. So I think that's why they added those. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to take this thing apart and I'm going to paint it and I'm going to do all that stuff at some point when I'm done with my other projects. But, you know, I'm going to be painting those yellow. But I don't think it looks bad without it. You know, you can kind of see here. Oh, well, I guess there is some accent color on here, but it still looks a little plain, I guess. You know, it's supposed to be a little yellow strip here, and it's not a huge deal. But once again, that's just a matter of preference. You know, I like it the way it is, but I'm still gonna paint it. Okay. I'm not really. I guess I'll do articulation. I guess that was looser than I thought it was. Your head is on, I believe it's a ball joint. I think it's a double ball joint, actually. You get full 360. you get up and down, side to side, and it can kind of, no, I guess it can't. No forward and back. On your arms, it goes up and down about this far. As far as it's a really short peg in here. It's not the longest peg. You can probably, no, it's as far forward as it'll go. The shoulder kind of collides with this little back piece here. I guess if you kind of maneuver it around, you could get a full 360 out of it. Yeah, there we go. So I guess that's a give or take depending on what you know how you do it. Full 360 below the shoulder. You get a really nice. It's not quite 180, but as far as it'll let you go, it'll bend. And there's a really nice armor split here I like. So that's really cool. Oh, look at that. And that's another little issue I have with this kit is it seems like all the pegs are really short. So your wrist is on a ball joint, so you get all the the wiggle and stuff out of that. You've got fixed posed hands with a movable thumb, and all the hands are interchangeable. You just pop the one you pop it off and you put the other one on. So that's easy enough. Most people don't like, I don't think a lot of people like these hands. I'm okay with them. They're not the best hands, but sometimes the three finger, trigger finger split hands aren't the best. You've got, I think it's a double ball jointed waist. You've got a ball joint here and a ball joint down here that connects to the crotch piece. So you get lots of mobility out of it, but like I said before, it's not the strongest. The cockpit hatch opens to reveal a little, I can't remember his name right now. Wow, that's embarrassing. I said it in unboxing and everything. Wow. Anyway, legs are also on pegs and it's pegs and joints and stuff like that. So you get some forward bend, and the skirt armor is attached to the leg as well, so you get some movement out of that. And it kind of goes with it. You get to go, you go pretty far forward with it, about 90. Out to the side, not so much, about half of that. And back, really not at all. Bending forward, you've got a really good bend, almost 180, just like the elbow joints. And you've got a really cool armor split at the knee. I'm a huge fan of the armor splits. Back skirts are independent, or they open independently. They don't have any articulation of their own, so you can open them, one at a time, both of them, whatever you want to do. Nothing on these leg skirts, and the front skirts move a little bit. They're on little, almost like a ball joint. Ankles, up, down, full 360. You get some toe movement, and you get some side to side, so you can do like really wide, well, as wide as the feet will let you go anyway. You can kind of do one of those. Another problem I had with this kit, and I continue to have, let's see if I can angle this down some so you can see. When I pose feet, I tend to kind of hold it down here and move it around, and this little ankle guard, it's not much of an ankle guard, but it's, the ankle guard of the foot, I guess. So it tends to pop off. It's not a big deal, and it probably bothers me a little more than it should, but yeah, I mean, that's just a small issue that I'm having. I don't think it's an actual, I wouldn't fault the kit for it, or tell you not to buy it for that reason. Anyway, let's pick this back up. Your Verners are on these double jointed arms. They can move. They have a really good range of movement, I think. And I think the best way, if you're just going to have him standing, is to just kind of pop him up like this. But because of these, I would definitely recommend putting him on an action base. He comes with a connector, and there's his little connection point right there. You just kind of snap it in there, and it does it. The last little bit of articulation is in the thrusters themselves. You can just kind of pull the top and bottom, and they will pop open on their own, which is really neat. And when they are open, you can wiggle this, and this little thruster in here moves. So lots of little gimmicks just built into the thrusters. And it's a big selling point for me, I think, because it looks really neat, and it's just really cool to do. So, you know, fully open, this guy looks like he's gonna, you know, he's fast. And I think that was part of the point of the Tallgeese anyway, was that he was kind of like a fast suit. Not necessarily a Gundam, but anyway, these pop open, and they are connection points for the main accessories for the Tallgeese. And those accessories included are a dauber gun, which has a spring-loaded gimmick in it, and it kind of makes it look like it's firing and reloading a shell. And what you do is you just push it in, and this little arm here will unload the last shell fired, and I guess load the next shell. So that's really neat looking. It doesn't actually fire anything, but it's just cool that it's there, I guess. It's a really neat looking thing. It looks like something should be there. I'll have to go back and look at my instructions. I might have missed something. But this little arm here pops off, and it plugs into the shoulder, and it plugs into the gun, and from there you can kind of hang the dauber gun freely. I'm not going to mess with the hands too much, but he really doesn't hold this the best. I guess you could kind of plug this in and hold it across here. He doesn't get the best stretch across his chest either. You can kind of go like that. It's not really, like I said, it's not the best across the chest. He can touch his other shoulder with this hand, but don't expect him to like grab beam sabers out of his shield. Which brings me to his other accessory, which is his shield. I was messing around earlier taking some pictures. So the other accessory is his shield, and it's molded in 3 different colors. You get the white, the yellow trim, and the dark gray accents. On the inside you see a pretty good bit of detail. I'm not sure what these dots are supposed to be. It's probably just like bolts or something. Kind of looks like missiles, but I don't think that's the case. It's been so long since I've seen Gundam Wing, I don't remember if that's what they were or not. Once this is decaled up, there's a big eagle that sits in the middle here, or well, towards the bottom, I think. And then the same connector that your dauber gun has. You just kind of pop this off, and there's a little connection point for it. You just pop it in, and again, just like the dauber gun, you plug it up into the shoulder. If you can find the plug. I don't seem to be able to. There we go. And you're good to go. The shield hangs freely, and again, you can put your hand in the shield, but it's going to really restrict your movement. You're not really going to be able to do too much posing, doing both. But it's a good looking kit no matter what, and I think if you put this guy up on an action base, you're really going to see you'll be able to get more out of the kit. Sorry I didn't really show off too much. Fiddling with the hands is a pain to do on camera and edit out and stuff like that, but